Can you believe it? 124% growth in revenue on Clickbank from this one single traffic source. And this is a review slash debunking all the beliefs and disbeliefs that this one email traffic system has online. This is a no holds barred, open the back door, show you everything that I've done, literally, in terms of how I've increased my sales on Clickbank, and then also disclosing the traffic source, but then also talking about the traffic source itself as well. All right, so my name is Hansi. I'm an affiliate marketer. I work full-time, do this part-time. I'm from South Africa, and I'm here to share, like in all the other videos, the truth and nothing but the truth, right? Because I want you to be fully informed on everything that I do online and what I do to get my results, right? So let's jump into it. So the traffic source that I was using for this case study, and there's a premise on this, right? And we're going to do the backstory right now, but it's called MLGS, right? So MLGS is literally a platform where you pay $1 per day per account to get between 100 to 200 leads, right? So if you want to go and view what MLGS is really about, you can just scroll down on this channel and you'll see I have a whole series of videos right there on full account setups, everything that I've done in the past, right? What I wanted to do with this case study is actually look at, are all accounts equal? When you sign up, what can you expect? What is the myths around it, and what is the hypothesis, right? And I say hypothesis because some of the stuff we can't prove in actual fact, but the data alludes to certain things. All right, so the premise of this whole video in my month-long case study was that I reached out to one of the top earners online on YouTube with MLGS, and I asked him, can we do an experiment and he can use the data as well? So he will use this data in his own format as well, but I would leave that to him in terms of how he wants to do it, right? So what did we agree upon? We agreed upon that he would just send his exact swipes that he was using to me so that we can mimic for about 30 days, 31 days to be exact. In terms of, can I improve my results on 6 accounts? He was using 10 accounts, right? And then another prominent guy uses 7 accounts and they get daily sales, right? So I wasn't getting daily sales. So I wanted to see if all accounts are created equal, if everything else is equal, right? Nothing is always in any case equal, but the account sizes and things like that, it's big enough to actually draw some data from it and make some assumptions that could be educated, right? So what you see on the screen here is that I enrolled 6 accounts, right? So these 6 accounts literally started with between 100 and then the lowest one was at 68,500. Now, what I want you to know is that I wasn't always mailing every single day. There would be days where I skipped, where I just got too busy, where I thought that I would mail in the morning, forget, then mail in the evening, then it's like past 24 hours as well. So the habits wasn't 100% like it should be. So that was one thing that I changed versus the month before, right? The other thing is that I copied exactly to the landing page of the exact offer, and I'll disclose that as well. And then just copying each mail as this YouTuber also did on a daily basis. So what you will see here is that just from this top line view that all accounts are not equal. So account number 1 is my oldest account. It doesn't have the most leads, but it is my first account that I registered. These 5 accounts, more or less similar in age. There's probably about anything from 1 day to 2 weeks between these accounts, if I'm brutally honest with you, in terms of age of the accounts. In terms of leads, they differ maybe up to 1,000 leads per account, more or less, right? So there's not a big difference between these accounts to be brutally honest with you. And then this is my smallest account. And then you can also see that it is my lowest earning account, only with one sale in a 31-day period, and then $12.51. Now, when I checked the data just before starting this video, my previous month was sitting at $191.23. All right, so $191.23. So for this full month, we've actually generated 16 sales. These are just the front-end sales. All of these amounts do include some of the upsells, and I think there was 4. We'll look at that as well, right? So that gave us the grand total of $428 over the 31-day period. That is 124% growth versus the previous month, and then also profit of $337 off of the MLGS experiment. How do I get to that total, right? Because on these, in the way that I chain them, and that I've had some sign-ups, and then some of those sign-ups have also promoted it, and I get like a tier 3 or a tier 2 sort of commission as well. I've made $89 in the period, more or less, right? So I can't track it exact date on the MLGS system, but I'll show you proof of that as well, of a full month's earning off of just this one account. It is actually more because we tier the account. So account 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it is closer to probably about $250 odd that I withdrew from MLGS in this period as well. But on the 5th account, if you just have the one account that you want to promote, I'm trying to make it realistic, right? But this profit is probably closer to about $500 out of the system if I take all the commission minus the MLGS fees. So just to put it into perspective for you, right? But off of just the one account's commission on MLGS and then the earnings from Clickbank, it's a $337 profit, which is not bad for about 10 minutes worth of work a day. Right, so let's dig a little bit deeper before we go into the sort of things people allude to and what I've physically seen. And we might jump in between the different views, and that is just to prove some facts for you. All right, so let's quickly have a look and see the sort of results weekly, right? So you can see I'm averaging anything from about $67 all the way to about $120 a week. There's still one day left for this Clickbank week, right? So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. my time, South Africa, this will close and it will go into its new week. So $89 currently for this week, $119 the previous week. So you can see, and I've seen that this has increased quite nicely since mailing daily, and that is one important fact that we'll talk about as well. Now, in the time period, I started the 14th of June to mail, right, the specific swipes, and then I basically mailed my last one on the 14th. I've just included the 15th. There was no sale on that day, so it doesn't really matter. Just want to move myself out of the way here. So then you can also see right here, $428.83. There's the 16 initial sales. There's the 4 upsells, right? So the offer that we did mail predominantly, or all of them, right, in this series is Ride app reviews. So initial impressions, I got 291, 16 sales from that, a 5.5% conversion rate, right, which isn't bad. Hop to ratio count, this is actually a little bit higher than what I'm used to. It's normally about 3%, and then my earnings per click sits at about 1 cent. So that's also normal for what I've seen in the past as well. What is nice to see is that it's $315 initial sales and then $112 of upsells. So Ride app reviews is quite nice in terms of the upsell ratio to initial sale for me. Right, so some of the other guys, my results haven't been the same, to be honest, but I have increased it. And what I take into account is that the 2 guys that I referred to on YouTube, they have been mailing every single day. The one guy's about over 500 days, every single day, doesn't miss a mailing. and the second guy is even, I think, longer than that. So every single day mailing out to your leads is the most important. And if you can extend the offer, right, because you won't necessarily get the sale on day 1 or 2 when you mail a specific offer. It's relatively later on. All right, so let's also look at the lead and the sort of commissions, right? This is all time. This you can see. I'm going to not show the second one because there's names involved, right? And I don't want to blur out things and waste time with editing when I can get this content out to you. So this is where I've made the $89 in the past month from this one account. But you know that it's a tiered structure. So if I make $89 the first or the last account, I'll make for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5 as well. All right. So there's different commission levels, and they all add up. And that's why I said with this actual profit out of the system, it's actually closer to about $500. All right, so that's putting things into perspective. So what are the truths and what are the false truths when it comes to this lead system? The truth is, firstly, there are buyer leads in the system. We can see that because people are getting results, right? I think what I should do is hypothesis as well, right? So my hypothesis, I'm just going to put it like that because I'm going to probably misspell it, right? But hypothesis, what is the hypothesis? My hypothesis is that there are bots, right? Because there is no way that a lead system can be profitable by giving people 200 leads a day across how many people in the system. I know there's duplication, but there's been some tests done by other people, myself included. And if I mail out to 1 million leads a day and I only get 1,000 clicks on average, 1,200 clicks on average a day, it shows that there's a couple of things that doesn't add up, right? And the other thing with regards to this hypothesis is that they actually don't want you to track their traffic, all right? So let's look at something else, right? Another truth. Mailing daily works, right? Why do I say this? And remember I said we're going to jump back and forth. So what you will tend to find is, let's take the 14th, right? So it looks like I've made 2 sales on this day, but in actual fact is that these sales normally come a day or 2 after. So the one sale could have been, I can't remember exactly, the 15th, right? But that was just off of that first swipe file that I used for the Right App reviews, right? But this one swipe file gave me 2 sales, and these actually came over a period of 2 to 3 or 4 days. I'll just bring it back because I actually tracked this per day with the account. So it was literally the 16th of June, and then Right App Reviews, or MLGS, Right App Reviews, account number 1, account number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. To make sure that I can track everything and then place it into the day where the sale actually came from the swipe, right? And that is how I then allocated it with regards to this, to add everything up on a daily basis for you guys, right? So mailing daily works, right? The falseness around this is all your mails go out at the same time. That is false. Because what I've seen, not just from my own sort of experiments, but from others as well, is that over a period of time, and people say it's when the leads open the mails, but I don't think so, because they don't have the resources at MLGS, I believe, for the price point, to have service where they can fire everybody sending out to thousands upon thousands of leads a day, right? So that is why I say I don't believe your mails to your leads go out immediately. I think it's a drip system. And I saw it with another creator as well, where up to 11 to 14 days after they stopped mailing on an offer, they were still getting substantial amount of clicks through to Clickbank. So that is just sort of a false truth that I've picked up. Could be wrong, could be placed under hypothesis. You make the decision, and you can leave a comment if you agree or you don't agree with regard to that. And also, if you think that I've missed anything here, you can also add that into the sort of truths, hypothesis, and false truths, right? So we can maybe do a video 2 and then have a follow-up on this to say where are people sitting at. All right, so another truth on the system is, maybe just put it like this, right? Another truth about the system is that it's easy and beginner friendly, all right? You don't have to train people to actually use this system. So that is quite nice to actually see. Now, my hypothesis around things as well is some of these leads that buy, they don't stick around, right? So that is something else where I'm not sure where we should put this, maybe under hypothesis. Are all buyers real? Right? Because I've tried on different sort of offers. My $25 company, so $25 company, the link is also below. That's a prominent product that I've used with recurring sort of billing. And the MLGS subscriptions never go to a second month, right? Never rebuilds for some other reason. The only time where I've seen it rebuild is actually in the MLGS system, and I have never had a rebuild on Clickbank as well. Now, if you guys are aware or not aware, there was this big sort of Clickbank refund scenario, I think it was about in February, where a lot of the MLGS users reported huge refunds in a specific time period that was correlating to MLGS only. Now that has been sorted out and fixed, and we haven't had anything like that for months. So that's just something to be aware of. All right. So another false truth is that you need social proof in your mails, right? So let me see if I can quickly go here and actually show you my mailings lately, right? So I'm going to show you my latest mailing. I've got nothing to hide, right? So it's literally sort of a standard subject line with all the standards, but look at this. There's no social proof at all. There is just the way that the big guys would mail you. That is how the structure is. So I wasn't one of. I was the first guy to use a system called, let me just show you here, Signature Hound, right? So Signature Hound is what I used to actually create my signatures, right, which I just used for MLGS based off of the support they're saying to me. The reason why I'm not getting sales, it's just taking forever now to log in, right? The reason for me not getting the amount of sales that other guys are using is twofold. Copy, so the copy based off the actual email, right? So if you look at this, the way that this is written versus how other guys write it, which is also false because we literally have copied different people online's copy and we haven't gotten the same results. And then the second one is that we always need social proof because the leads will want to chat to someone, and if they can't reach you, they won't buy, right? So I can't show you this. So let me look and see if I can maybe get into, just quickly want to see, don't know if I can get into some of my old swipes, so I can literally show you, not the first swipe, let's do somewhere in the middle. I think this should be fine somewhere, right? Let's see. This would be one of them. Yeah, so this is one of them. So what's not in here is my profile picture that I have on, with my email address, my link to a website, my social links as well. So I have received, in all honesty, I have received mails on this mailbox, right, from the leads here. But as soon as I mail them, I never get a response back. So even if I ask them questions, I never get back. So this, you need social proof in your mails. You need a profile picture. You need a contact sort of information there. That is false, right? Another hypothesis that I have is that for certain people, only certain offers will work, right? So certain offers work. So, and I've seen it in a latest case study as well to a certain extent, is for one affiliate using MLGS, they get high rate of sales, let's say through Clickbank products, and maybe one or two products. The most popular one, flat out, is write-up reviews and social paid. Those two work predominantly for most of the people. MLGS as its own sort of affiliate offer works as well. All right, so you can use that. The sales aren't as frequent because it's a quite expensive sort of range for a offer, right, in terms of coming in at $30 or $60 the first month. So $60 the first month is quite expensive, right? If you take into consideration they can probably buy for $22 or $25 the Clickbank product. So that's just the difference that I've seen. But then you have certain other offers that work for certain affiliates, and then other guys will just say it doesn't matter if they use the exact same swipes mailed every single day for 30 days or whatever, they just can't get a sale. So that's where my hypothesis actually comes in, right? So then, like I said, the other thing that is the truth according to me with the data is that it takes time to make sales, right? Not just in the beginning, right? When we normally say it takes 3 to 5 weeks to see your first sale. It takes time for the consistent mailing of an offer over an extended period of time, so that those mails that are delayed can actually go through, so that the leads can see 1, 2, 3 sort of mails in a sequence, and that they can actually get used to an offer, get exposed to it, and then buy of it, right? Another false truth is that you need to rotate your offers, right? And I've seen this now with this data where you can see here that I've mailed for 1 month, right? So I've had 33,000 hops to the offer, and I've only been mailing for 30 days. So you don't have to swap your mailings out to say that you need to do a 7-day promotion on this, a 10-day on this, a 14 days, and then swap. You need to look at your data in the back end and say, is it still profitable for me to mail this one offer, or should I switch? In the beginning, I would say switch every 2 weeks or so that you can see for your specific accounts, right, which offer is actually working best for you. Now, the other thing is that it's a false truth. All accounts are equal, right? And also, that everyone that uses a system will make money off of that. That's no guarantee. What I can tell you is that this chaining of the accounts is the best way to actually do it. And if you don't know how to do it, go down to the series. I actually teach you how to set it up, how to chain link the accounts and everything like that. So you don't need to worry about how do I link the first account to the second account, how do the leads go from 100 to 200 leads a day, all of that. It's discussed in that training series. This is just like a top line myth debusting session and making sure that you have full control of the understanding of MLGS and that you can make money with this, right? That is the big thing that I want to get across to you. A lot of people that have not made money online have used this mailing system and made money off of it. You just need to give it time and be consistent, right? So when we look at these accounts, you can see all the first 5, they are very similar in age, very similar in terms of lead amounts, but you can see the lead quality is different. This is my account that I also do my affiliate promotions for MLGS, right? So you could see those signups there, and you can see that there's sort of some favoritism in terms of the amount of sales. But just as well, account 2 that I have not really done any promotions at all to promote the affiliate program of MLGS through that account 2, but that's also a very active account. So out of the total of 16, 9 of the sales came from 2 accounts. So some people are just luckier when they get more of these accounts in their basket of accounts. And then sometimes you're just unlucky where you have maybe these, I don't want to call them duds, but lower performing accounts, right? Because what my next phase of this will be, and this is where we're getting to, is can I move the needle here so there's not these blank spaces in between, but I get more of these back-to-back sales more frequently. All right, so the aim is in the next phase, how many accounts do I need to get daily sales, and can I still then show a profit, hopefully just off of the Clickbank sales, right? So can I move this to $150 plus a week to cover the potential $300 or $450 that the accounts will cost me, and then also through the referral program of MLGS, I'll recover some of that money as well. All right, so what is the next phase that we're going to look at? It's actually moving from 6 accounts. So we're going to move from 6 accounts here all the way to 10 accounts. So my cost is going to go up from $180. It's going to go to $300. So even if I just do the same amount of value sales, I will still be in profit just off of the Clickbank. But I know this will increase. It's just always still going to see substantial growth from the 1 month to the next. So I'm committed to mail every single day, and I'm committed to keep on with Warrior, with Riot App reviews, not Warrior Plus, with Riot App reviews on Clickbank, right? So my next update with regards to MLGS will be maybe 1 week in, 10 accounts. How are we tracking? Today is the 18th of July, and it's the first day that I've mailed with 10 mileage and secret accounts. So I've upped it from 6 to 10, still mailing out those exact same swapes that my YouTube creator friend actually shared with me. So if you're interested in actually seeing the results moving forward, if you liked what you saw now, like this video, leave your comments. Let's see if we can build up on these hypotheses, the truths and the false truth that we've experienced as a community with MLGS. And if you're brand new to this, you want to join, click the first link in the description. It will take you to the system, and it will actually give you leads that you can mail on a daily basis. If you're starting out, be patient. Start at least with 2 accounts, chain it potentially up to 5, and that should give you some sort of profit in the first 2 months or so where you can then scale it up to a third, fourth, fifth account. And that's exactly what I did. Just a little bit more aggressive early on to buy 5 accounts within the first 2 weeks of starting. But I'm not sad because, like you see, I'm still making profit off of these accounts, and I've been doing it for going on 1.5 years with the system. All right, my name is Hansi, and I really hope that this has shown you something and have taught you about my lead gen secret.